The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting you know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So the United Nations Human Rights Council actually concluded that Israel is most likely committing war crimes and crimes against humanity. Now this is pretty big because at the end of the day, a lot of people, especially Israelis or people who are Jewish, you know what I mean? People that are quick to call somebody who condemns the actions of Israel anti-Semitic. Well, now you have the United Nations that's actually even saying so. And this comes as a result of there's been 189 Palestinians killed since last year's Great March of Return, which happened as a result of the U.S. and Israel declaring that Jerusalem was the capital of Israel when Palestinians are claiming that land as well. And this all is happening at the Gaza Strip where Palestinians are going there unarmed and getting shot the fuck down. A lot of cases, you're talking about journalists, you're talking about children, and they're knowingly, Israeli forces are knowingly killing them. So they're actually calling for the arrest of anybody who participates. The Bishop Grady letting you know what the fuck going on. So there's actually a measles outbreak going on in the United States. I actually reported on it in the past, and this happened mostly in the northwest side of the mainland of the United States, and it's actually expanded to about 10 countries. There's at least 160 cases of kids catching the measles. Now this is causing an uproar. Of course, you got organizations like the CDC, Center for Disease Control, talking about how this is a result of people being of not being vaccinated. You know, which kind of like, you know, goes against some logic of like, well, then what's the point of being vaccinated if you can just catch it because somebody, the next man is. But nevertheless, Arizona actually recently, amidst all of this, passed a bill saying that allowing for religious exemption from vaccines. But the governor, Doug Ducey, is actually saying he's going to change it. But the state representative for that state actually, a woman by the name of Kelly Townsend, is saying like, you know, why force that on the people? Like, you don't have the right to. So we'll see how this pans out. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting you know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So Camden Pharmaceuticals Limited actually recalled 87 lots of a blood pressure medicine they have called losartan. Now, for those who might be dealing with losartan, who might be dealing with high blood pressure, if y'all have this medicine, keep in mind that they found traces of a carcinogen in this medicine, meaning that it can cause cancer. So be on alert. If you got any like grandparents or parents or whoever the fuck, family members, loved ones that might be dealing with high blood pressure, you should put them on notice. Don't just put anything in your body. And you know, you already know at Black Fox News, we advocate for holistic healing and natural remedies. So everybody need to get on board. Stay in tune. Green, war, and graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting you know what the fuck going on. So the New York Times reported that Donald Trump actually intervened in trying to get his son-in-law / senior White House advisor Jared Kushner top secret security clearance in the White House. I mean, he got access to all the files on UFOs and outer space shit and who assassinated who and who overthrew what and CIA, NSA type stuff or whatever. He get access to all of that. Now, this went despite top intel officials, strong suggestions that he should not get that clearance. The man actually had to revise his application 3 times. The first time he submitted an application for it, it was found that he withheld 100 foreign contacts. Just shows that he can't be trusted and probably has some shady dealings abroad or whatever. So, you know, this is pretty revealing. Of course, Trump is denying that he's saying he didn't intervene, but he's talking that con man, I don't know what you're talking about type shit. So we'll see what happens. Green One graduate. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting you know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, they actually met earlier this week where they were supposed to discuss denuclearizing in North Korea. Apparently, if you follow Black Fox News, you already know what the fuck going down. Check out World Broadcast number 8 because you would already know that's not gonna happen. But you know, I'm reporting on it because that's just how it plans out. Trump walks away from the meeting saying that, you know, North Korea wanted us to lift up all of the sanctions that we had against them, and they would in exchange get rid of a very important nuclear plant that they have, but you know they didn't budge and they couldn't do that. The officials over there actually saying that they were willing to give up all of their plutonium plutonium and uranium plants in exchange for the sanctions that affect their livelihood, whatever the fuck that means. Nevertheless, they didn't come to anything, but people are up in arms that Trump said he believed Kim Jong-un when he said he didn't know that Otto Wambia, white college student that was detained over there, was being tortured. Green War and graduated. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on. So over in Texas, there was actually a complaint filed against the Department of Homeland Security because there are currently said to be at least 9 babies being held by ICE. ICE is Immigration Customs Enforcement. These are basically, this is part of the whole family separation thing of immigrants trying to cross into the United States with kids, and then they're being caught by ICE and being separated. And they're holding kids in separate detention centers. So over in Texas, there's said to be at least 9. They're talking about how there's been a dramatic increase in the detention of babies. We're talking about infants here. We're talking about kids that are ending up with sickness, and this is in the complaint. Sickness, illness. They're obviously like distraught, like really crazily. And there's even one instance of a baby being detained for longer than 20 days, which actually violates the Flores Agreement. So, you know, it's inhumane shit. Green War and graduate. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So the House of Representatives actually approved a bill that would expand the background checks for people purchasing guns from 3 days to 10 days. They're saying that this would actually have prevented the likes of Bill and Ruth from getting weaponry that allowed them to shoot up the Charleston church in South Carolina. And they calling it like the Charleston loophole or whatever. You know, who knows whether that's the real or not, because honestly, to me that looked like some setup shit anyway, but I haven't been able to prove anything otherwise. I just think it's funny that he had all of those, you know, white Confederate flag shots out there. It just looked real funny, that whole situation. But nevertheless, you know, I'm overall on the bill, I'm kind of neutral on it, but it's most likely to get shut down by either the Senate or by Trump, who will veto it. So we'll see what happens. Green War and graduate. Reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting you know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So the House Oversight Committee actually wants to now get in touch with the Chief Financial Officer of Trump Organization. His last name is Weisselberg or Weaselberg. That's what it looked like, Weaselberg, honestly. Weisselburg, I think. All because of Michael Cohen's testimony the other day. Michael Cohen being Trump's lawyer, you know, used to be his Mr. Fix-It kind of guy, whatever. The dude that actually gave all of that money to the porn star Stormy Daniels. Now, when he testified the other day or whatever, he gave this name of it, somebody that would know more. Also, they're actually going to sit down with Michael Cohen again on March 14th, along with Russian-born real estate developer Felix Sater, S-A-T-E-R, who was actually overseeing the Trump Towers being built over in Moscow, Russia. So, you know, more shit that's going to show that there's some collusion going on. Green War and graduate. Order of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting you know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Pan Northam, the First Lady of Virginia, the wife of Governor Ralph Northam, who recently made headlines for having a yearbook photo unearthed where he was actually in blackface in the 80s in a photo standing next to some man with a KKK hood on. So and then he tried to backtrack and say it wasn't him. So we don't believe you at the end of the day, Ralph. It is what it is. But now his wife had to actually apologize, or she recently apologized. I didn't say she had to, but she was giving a tour of the governor's mansion to some kids, and actually had them holding cotton, you know, prickly, that was still on the stem, so it was like prickly, and, you know, wanted them to imagine, you know, picking cotton, but you know, she gave the cotton stems to these black girls or whatever and said this. So, you know, this had horrific experiences. It kind of shows them as just being like, you know, culturally aloof. Green War graduation. Order of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting you know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So ex-coal lobbyist Andrew Wheeler has actually been announced formally as and voted in as the new EPA chair. So the EPA being the Environmental Protection Agency, the arm of the government that's actually supposed to be over you know, pollution, and make sure that these companies are within regulations and not endangering the people all just to get $1. So to put somebody who used to be a lobbyist for the coal industry shows an obvious conflict of interest, which is we're kind of used to right now because Trump's administration is riddled with conflicts of interest. The dude is actually replacing another person that was pro-coal, which was Scott Pruitt, who actually had to get the fuck up out of there last year for you know, a slew of scandals, but you know, minor scandals. But people wanted him the fuck out of there because you can't trust him. You can't really trust this guy either. So but he got in there 52 to 47. I'll show you what type of time we're in. Supporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting you know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So the governor of Washington State, Jay Inslee, actually announced that he's running for president for 2020. He actually said climate change is going to be his top priority. Now, that's the first time, me personally, I'm hearing that from a presidential candidate. So, you know, that could be a good thing. Maybe not. Could be, you know, flooded for some other shit. You know, people make all types of promises, but yo, for all my followers that's out there on the West Coast, that's out there, especially the ones that's out there in Washington, because I know there's a few people in Washington that really fucks with me and my movement. Like, yo, comment, let us know, like, y'all think this is a good thing? You think y'all governor ready for that? I'm from Jersey. I know if Chris Christie ran, I'd be like, hell no. I don't want that motherfucker to be the president. You know what I'm saying? But that just is what it is. I want to know what y'all think, man. Stay tuned. In the meantime, Green Wall graduation.